Welcome. I am Crimey Queen. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Have fun with us because this is the place where we actualize self-full love with the use of scriptural references and of course not living out our own personal life experiences, teachings, doctrines, practices and so on. Basically see how our learnings have impacted our lives and what we want to continue to take with us on this exciting journey or what we leave behind. Leaving behind is really like the serpent, which is Mother Eve, the snake, the serpent, as I say, which sheds its skin, leaves behind. And oftentimes, of course, what is left behind is basically used for examination, we could say. It is open to examination. It is open to transformation, to exploration. This is where we see snakeskin shoes and this and all these other things about snakes. Oh, I'm just saying, basically nothing really goes to waste. Everything has some kind of significance, and whether when we shed our skin we look back and see, well, of course it's good to do that periodically and think, doesn't it feel good? Well, for me, when I go to shopping, for instance, and I go to the supermarket and I look at all these bottles of alcohol where I would not generally leave on a weekend without having that 3 for 10, the special offer. I mean, I was so loving it. 3 for 10, those bottle of red wines, and and I'm thinking now it makes me feel good that I am not gravitated to buying this and feeling that I need to have them in my shopping trolley. So, it's looking back. People say, oh, you don't look back. Look back, yes, because this is where we are able to reflect. It's the RE. We able to reveal, we are able to reject, we are able to readdress, we are able to remember. How can you say don't look back? Whenever you remember, you are going back, so I do understand in the sense of about not looking back, in the sense of sometimes we have terrible regrets. It's not looking back with the essence of regret. It's looking back with the essence of readdressing what you can change, what you can do, what you can appreciate, and so on. So, wow. There's Mother Eve moving through me right now, and she's saying yes because she wants me to talk about that RE. That's what it is. And I have been messing around, with Mother Eve because the RE is really the 95, but she wants now for us to look at 59. Wow. And 59 is very 59, of course, whether it was 59, 95, 95 is beginning and end. But now Mother Eve wants us to look at the end. It's like saying, forget the beginning now. I want you to see, I want you to understand that where you are at right now, you are at an end of a cycle. And she has now presented us a list of what consists the end of that cycle. So she is the said God, in case you are new to this channel. Mother Eve is the said God. The said God is the one who's got the voice. She's the spokesperson. She's the God of the throat. She's the God of the throat chakra. So I'm sure she's much more than that, but we hear that in the beginning was the Word, This is the gem about the New Testament, because this is found in the New Testament. I don't remember where it is really. And the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word, and it goes on, meaning it was and it is, because WAS has as in it. So if you are saying AS, that means you need to have a reference as present to make that was and as. Well, it may sound old. Yes, okay, you get my drip, or as I would say, you get the juice. Okay, so the said God, SAID. It looks like my pens only last a day. Okay, I am pronouncing my pens to last much more than a day. So the said God, okay, and she has, she's the one who says, let there be light, let there be a firmament, let there be waters, let there be the earth, let there be lights on the earth to give lights to the heavens. Let there be lights. I've got to read this again because I have, and this is on the 5th. Now that is really on the number 5 entrance, because I have been seeing and saying that we are stars, which comes under the 5th, of course, because that's Mother Eve right here. And so we are stars. So this experiment, of course, I haven't, if you are new to this, we are the result of an experiment. I had been pretty upset about some things that I had found out, tightly hidden in the King James Bible. So we are the experiment of 6 human beings, which would be black, because of course black is rock, black is foundation, black is everything comes from black. So it would be black, 3 black women. So, and we see through history why as well, that there's something about the X chromosome. Every time I say that, it keeps coming up. I think there's something about 23, and in the word black, of course, we have 23. It's not what I was meaning to do, Mother Eve. This is a subject I'm thinking that I am away from. Okay, so we have 2, 3, and then we have 1, and then we have 3, 2. So this is meant to be K. Now, what we are seeing here, because black, in a sense, have so many facets to it that we had not, I had not really taken into consideration. Of course, in the middle of it has lack, as I have been doing the numerical values of words, the middle of the word. But in that lack itself shows us that there's the completion of the number of man, which is including the day of rest, which is 7 when we add this together. Now there is 1 here. This 1, of course, coincides perfectly with the A that I also want to examine in the word worship. Well, worship or worship. I want to really understand the essence of that word war and worship. So but it seemed like I'm hearing Mother Eve is telling me you need to examine worship, because it may seem like you worship, but it's worship. Now Mother Eve is also saying, because the worship aspect is that it is how a Christian use worship really to repel, to expel dark forces, or forces that does not really gel in the mode of communicating or communion with God. Because the serpent loves to sing, the serpent loves music, the serpent loves it loves music, it loves it loves music. And so that's why it is in the middle of worship. but it also has another aspect, that it is the worship is a function of worship. Yes, that's what Mother Eve says. If Mother Eve says that, it's no arguing. Okay. Now, she also, in that I have been wanting to work out this 59 that she's talking about, she is also showing me that in this worship that I am looking for is the answer to this 59. Yes? So it's WOR. Of course, we know SHIP, which the S is in the middle, as I say, of worship. This is the S. This is Mother Eve right there, right here. So the O here equals the 6, the number of man. The number of man right here. And there in the number of man is 5 plus 9. This 5 plus 9 denotes end here, END, and beginning. So the worship, the WOR, is saying or defining what the beginning and end is about. It's about the 6 number of man. It's about 6. Hence, when we do the numerical value for 9, the word 9, we end up with 6. And when we do the numerical value, wow, of 5 in words, it equals 6. Now that is to me just so delicious. I had been trying to understand beginning, and when Mother Eve says to count, I want you to count backwards. You need to tell people to count backwards. That's what, because in counting backwards, we can see ourselves whole. I'm going to just leave this right here. I'm going to digest this. I'm going to leave it right here. I hope you get the essence of this. I know I was into the black, but again, that's what Mother Eve does. And of course, with the 23, I was saying about the 23 chromosomes in the black women. Of course, this is what multiplies. It reflects in this. It reflects here. 2 free is free 2. We see that that is. I have to get the facts around the chromosomes that I'm talking about, or whatever it is that is part of our makeup, but I'm just going with the flow right now. And perhaps you know much more than I do about this 23 aspect I'm talking about in our the human makeup, biologically speaking, in the reproductive system. Do help me on this by all means. And but this is really delicious right here, because this is what I really wanted to cover. This is why I'm saying, Mother Eve, I don't really want to go back into this black-white equation of entrapment, because this was a heavy stuff today. Please do me light stuff today. Please lighten me up. Let there be light. You know, that's what I'm about. And so we have seen some pretty wonderful things have been transpired here. So in the worship, and this is why we see when the O breaks, and it breaks into an A, for instance, right here, it breaks into an A, or that first motion it does, it holds the value of 1, of course. 1 is also 7. That is the wholeness. And we are talking the worship as well, because we are of 6 entities. We are the makeup of 6 entities. That's why it is said that we are the 6 is the number of man. Yes, it's wow. This, like, you know, there needs to be an applaud on that, so there is a noise. That's Mother Eve. Mother Eve. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this somewhat insightful. And while you're watching, perhaps you have more ideas or insights, or whether you even have adverse thoughts or ideas about this, feel free to leave your comments, because we are open to discussion, looking at things on different sides, because it's a coin. Thank you. Namaste. And spill over with love.